Assalamu alaikum everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Humna and I share content connected to art, healing and spirituality. Today I got guided to working with the inspiration of 4 names of Allah that are connected to abundance and attracting that what is good for us. And these are the 4 names that I will read about them from the book, which is visible to you on the screen. This is the book, my go-to book, which is beautifully written and helps me connect to Allah in so many ways that I'm really, really grateful to the people who wrote it and all those people involved in, getting this, manifesting this book into the physical reality. And having said that, so I will tell you the 4 names, and this is something that we will connect to the 4 names through today, through our exercise. So if you can have a sheet of paper, small paper, A5, nothing major. I always try to tell people, don't try to focus on the tools and the materials. Focus on that what is being gifted to you through the experience and the process of creating. So I found out that the names are actually Ya Muqit, Ya Wahhab, Ya Razzaq, and Ya Muhaimin. So I'm going to read about them and then I'm going to take you into a journey of creating an artwork. So it is the 39th name, Ya Muqit. This was the first one I got guided to. So I'm going to go in that sequence. Al-Muqit is the ultimate ability to provide for each and everything. It is the trusted, reliable source of sustenance. With Al-Muqit, the divine protection arrives to feed and to nourish, to allow for survival. A physical meaning that its root takes is to provide a measure of grain in a reliable way to guard against starvation. So Ya Muqit is a name that helps us to always connect to our sustenance that comes from Allah, from the Creator itself, right? So it's not something that we depend on other people to give us something. It is directly connecting you to Source for all that you need. And when I say all that you need, I'm not just talking about the things that you need in the material world. We are layers and layers of needs we have, spiritual needs, mental needs, emotional needs. All of these needs are provided by the Source, and by reciting and connecting to and calling upon Ya Muqit, we are actually saying we believe that you're the one who's going to provide us everything, and so we are ready for receiving everything that we need, for you know what our hunger is, what our need is, and so you only will provide us from that what is good for us. There's also a variation of the root that means the fat of a camel's hump. This is so beautiful. This also reminds us that the camel is always provided for. Like there's always fat on the camel's hump, right? And that's something that it just has. So for you and me to remember as a manifestation of that hump, Allah is trying to tell us through that is that your sustenance coming from me is always on the go. You're always being provided by that what you need and that what is best for you. For Allah knows, and that's why He's placed that fat on the camel's hump, right? So it's just connecting to a visual creation of Allah to connect you to this word, Ya Muqit. Qut al-Qulub, a classical Sufi work, presents al-Muqit as the quality that nourishes our spirit, breath after breath. Breath itself is a kind of nourishment from God that protects us from the death of the heart. Ya Muqit may be paired in invocation with Ya Shahid. I don't know if it's Ya Shahid or Ya Shaheed. Let me just quickly see the Arabic. Shaheed, Ya Shaheed, which is the 50th name, to invoke the one who has the power of watching over us and protects everything from want. It also says, see Ya Muhaimin, Ya Hafiz, Ya Wakil, Ya Wali, Ya Mani. So these are also the names that are connected to this particular name. But today I was guided for other three names connected to Ya Muqit. So I'm going to focus on that and not on all of these. The next name is Ya Wahhab, which is the 16th name. Ya Wahhab. Al-Wahhab gives divine blessings continually and universally. What's really important is to understand Ya Wahhab is the one who gives us blessings constantly. That's not like you do something and then you get something. You are constantly, meaning continually, you are being given blessings. You don't recognize them as blessings, that's your understanding of it. But Allah is continually giving you blessings. And if you think about it, your heart, as it's spoken, Ya Muqit, your heart could not beat, your breath could not, you couldn't take in and out breathing if Allah didn't want you to. So that is the blessing that sometimes we overlook. We don't even consider our breathing as a blessing or existence as a blessing, but it truly, truly is. And so Allah is trying to tell us that even though sometimes you forget that I am providing and giving you blessings, I will continue to, and I always do give you. And it's universally. What that means is not just to you, not just to the believers, not just to the non-believers, not just to like people. He is the one providing. He is Ya Wahhab to me, you, and all of creation, to the plant kingdom, to the whale in the water, to the ant that is on the ground, that is the grass, like everything, like to the grass, to the plants, to all the animals. He is the one who is constantly giving us blessings. It is a flow that is without disruption and which is freely given without any expectations of return. What an incredible understanding this is. We think we have to do something to receive the blessings that Allah has for us. In reality, we just have to remember Him, and automatically we realize that Ya Wahhab is constantly giving us something. There's nothing you have to do to receive. You just constantly keep receiving from the one who constantly is giving universally. There is no restraint based on scarcity, as its source is super abundant. You see, Allah is not like you and me who has limited um, time, space, abundance, and things around, right? I only have like one book or two books, so I can't really, study more than that book. I mean, it's a silly example, but I'm just saying. But Allah is super abundant. He doesn't have any lacking in His provision for us. A form from the same root, Mahiba, Mohiba, is a cloud that rains freely on everything. Oh, so beautiful how Allah helps us connect His name to something that we are connected to in creation, and so that we can feel the name within us, in our soul, and then that gets activated in the outside manifested creation, so that it's inside is also Allah's remembrance, and outside when we see the cloud that constantly gives, not constantly, the rain, the cloud that rains freely on everything, also reminds us of Allah. Another form, mahub, is a child or any blessing given to you by God. So it is something that you don't know what you're going to be getting, but you will get something to love and to be loved by. By invoking Ya Wahhab, you become identified with a stream flowing continuously from the divine source, and everything you need in life is already fully present and flowing in that stream. It is closely related to Ya Razzaq, Ya Fattah. In the sound code of Arabic language, all three share a form that conveys continuous activity. So Allah wants to reinforce the understanding that His provision, His blessings, His love, His mercy, His forgiveness, His everything, He is Ya Wahhab. He is constantly giving and pouring over you. You have to identify and connect to His blessings as everything that you have connected to Him, and automatically you will be under that flow of abundance, a flow of whatever it is that you want in your life. There is a developmental aspect in considering these three names together. Al-Wahhab is the free rain that is given to all. Ar-Razzaq is the water that flows into irrigation ditches. Al-Fatah is all the fruit you harvest from all the trees you've irrigated. In other words, Al-Wahhab is a free gift. Ar-Razaq offers the means for achieving abundance. Al-Fatah is the continuing action of all that will be accomplished. So Allah is telling us not only the cloud is what I am blessing you with, but I'm also blessing you with the water that falls from the clouds to the earth, and it gives the nourishment for it to grow. So that water is also Allah's blessing. Along with that, the fruits, the seeds, the whatever you plant in, not you plant, you get guided to plant in the ground, the growing of it, the flourishing of it, the blooming of it, all of that is also a gift of Allah. So all three are connected, the names connected, Ya Razak, Ya Fatah, and Ya Wahhab is telling you the stages of um, the creation blesses you with all that you need in your life. So that's Ya Wahhab for us. Then we go on to Ya Razak, which is, right down here. Ar-Razzaq is the one who continuously provides the means for each of us to get what we need for our daily sustenance, our bread and butter. The noun rizq, formed from its root, means gift of blessing from which all can benefit. It's like it says here, there are endless opportunities to benefit from the divine gifts that are offered by Ar-Razzaq, and endless ways to make them available to others. You see, not only Allah provides us with rizq, but He also makes sure that it is endless. The risk can come from this side, the risk can come from this side, the risk can come from this side. So from all sides, Ya Razak will provide you with that what you need, and it's calling it endless gifts, right? So this word is connected to the meaning is endless gift. Allah is giving you endless gifts continuously to everyone and anyone without you even knowing or acknowledging. You are constantly being blessed by His risk from Him. And the last one is Ya Muhaimin, which is number 7 in my book. Ya Muhaimin is the divine quality that preserves the essence of a thing from corruption through all the vicissitudes of time. I'm sorry, I don't know, vicissitudes of time. I'm sorry, I can't pronounce this name, so you can Google it. Um, the eternal in the thing, the purity of what it is in reality, is protected from being harmed by any temporal cause. It is the attribute used to describe the Quran, that which Allah will preserve beyond time and space. So, whatever it is that's for you, He will preserve it in a way that it doesn't go, sometimes people say, oh, the time wasn't right person, wrong time, all that sort of drama. That's not true. That's in Allah's way of looking at, is Ya Muhaimin is a divine quality that preserves the essence of a thing from corruption, meaning you were meant to have this thing, this blessing in this moment, in this way, just as it is, right? So there is no right or wrong situation or person or what happened. It is all preserved in the way that it was meant to in that time when you received it. Thus, Al Muhaimin is linked with Al Baqi, which is the 96th, eternal essence that remains, the essence of each thing. The mulaqat is held in the hands of God. Al Muhaimin describes the immutable quality by which all the 99 names of God work in the world. It is such a beautiful name to invoke protection of this sacred quality would be to recite Ya Baqi, Ya Malik, and Ya Baqi. I hope I'm saying this right. Baqi, Ya Malik, Ya Muhaimin. So when you recite all these three, you invoke the protection of the sacred quality, meaning that you will protect your rizq, whatever He gives you. It is all protected, and in the time that it is given to you. He is the one watching all over us, like He's always, 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 always um, watching over us, and he knows what we need, and so he will provide to us. So these are the 4 names that I got guided to this morning, and so I'm going to do an artwork connected to these names. So before I get into that, I want to say something which is really, really fun. Numerology is something I do for fun, nothing serious, but I looked up, I did the maths. So 39, when you add 39, you get 12. And when you get 12, you add 1 plus 2 is 3. 16, you get 7. So these are the numbers that these names are, right? So just in my book. So when I do the maths of adding all the 4 numbers, 3, 7, 8, and 7, I get 25, and 25 makes 7, right? Now, the date today that I will be sharing, of course, this is timeless. So whenever you do it, your energy would have attracted and, got you to this video. But 12/11/2024 is the date. I'm doing it right now in this moment, right? So that's number 13. 13 is equals to 4. So when we add 7, which is the energy of the numbers, and then we add the energy of the date today, it comes to 11. And 11 is the month November, and just yesterday was 11/11 portal. So in the energy of 11/11, I'm going to create this piece connecting to the universal cosmic heart. And when you think about it, if you see 11 like this, it is 1 and 1. So you on the earth and you on the in the heaven. When you realize that when you are on the earth, you're connected to God and you are held by God, you are in heaven on earth. So this is earth, and you make it heaven. When you are on earth and you are connected to 11, holding the hands of Allah, because you have 2 hands, right? You are automatically blessed as heaven. So when you feel you are in alignment, what it truly means is that you feel that you are in remembrance, in connection, in your soul body. And when you are in your soul body, you are in the presence of Allah. And what that means is you are in heaven. So on earth, you are in heaven when you are held by God. So this is earth, this is heaven, and you are held in both by God. And so what happens? You are in alignment. Alignment means you are in flow. Flow means that you are in the presence of the Creator itself. So Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Now we'll start the journey of creating an artwork together based on the 4 names. Now for me, I always like to have a little bit of a border, because what that does, it brings my focus inward. So I highly recommend that you do this. Once
and
you've
create
done
4
that, you're going
circles
to take your
symbolizing the 4 names that
compass.
you've been gifted by Allah. After you've created the 4 circles in exactly the same size, you're going to start creating rings around that one particular circle. This is done step by step. So you do one main ring, and then you do the next one, and then you do the next one. And that way, what happens is the piece actually flows through. You connect all the 4 names with their essence and allow that to sort of seep in you visually. And for this particular exercise, you can keep going and creating circles around in rings, but I chose to just do 4, symbolically representing the fact that there are 4 names. And what this does is the more times we repeat the same number over and over again, our brain starts working and gets reprogrammed to connect number 4 with these 4 names, with stability, with if you think about stability, it's the 4 squares, 4 corner, that kind of shape comes to mind, that he's got you from east, north, south, west, from all directions. He's providing your risk to you. And so the more you acknowledge that number 4 connected to Allah, the more you will be reminded of these names. Once you've done that, you can write the names of Allah inside the circles. That way your focus is completely on those 4 names. And you start decorating by, bringing them out and surrounding them with different patterns, whatever it is that you feel like. My whole understanding is that I left the circles till the last point because I wanted to bring in the element of flow. So the background, that the space that was left in the background, I use that as an element that helps me come into and stay into flow. So I hope this exercise brings you grounding, reminds you of the four names, and also the one who is sending you all your risk. If you enjoyed the video and the tutorial, do leave me a comment, connect with me. You can have all my details on my in the description box below. I'll see you again in the next video, inshallah. But till then, I really, really hope that the doors of abundance from your Allah open for you today and for always, inshallah. Love you lots. Take care. Allah Hafiz.